Assalamualaikum and greeting to Sir Tony Paredi Bagang. My name is Muhammad Alifitanto bin Mujarto and I will present the introduction about our seminar assignment. Okay, for the firstly, the new public management or NPM framework heavily emphasizes the notion of the leadership. NPM was developed as a method of public administration in the 1980 series and 1990 series with the goal of bringing market-based ideas and the method to the public sphere. It placed a strong emphasis of efficiency and responsibility and client focus. Within this paradigm, leadership assumed more relevant as it offers the required direction, vision, and advice to support organizational transformation, enhance performance, promote a customer-centric mindset, and ensure moral and open public sector. The capacity of the influence and the direct people, group, or organization towards attaining shared objective is the core of a leadership. Setting a clear vision, inspiring and motivating people, making wise judgments, and promoting an atmosphere of cooperation and development are all necessary. The ideas and goals of NPM must be realized in order for it be effective and as a management strategy. In NPM, creating a compelling vision and strategic direction of public organization is one of the main responsibility of a leadership. Okay, next, I will explain the causes of the surrounding issues. The surrounding issue is adopting its leadership within the framework of a new public management can be attributed to several causes. Firstly, a conflict between market-oriented strategy and public administration. Public organizations often provide services that are difficult to quantify or influenced by market pressure. NPM focus on efficiency and performance assessment may overshadow the larger social and the public value component of a public service. Leader must strike a balance between operational efficiency and delivering high-quality public services that address the diverse demand of a resident. The conflict between NPM, market-oriented strategy, and the interests of public administration is one of the major obstacles. Okay, for the next is about the conflict leadership values and NPM tenets. NPM emphasizes a customer-centric approach and accountability, while the leader may prioritize a social justice, fairness, or long-term sustainability. Balancing these conflicting ideals requires leaders to manage the tension and incorporate large social factors into decision-making process. This ideal might not always coincide with the NPM market focus objective. In order to avoid compromising public ideals in the sake of efficiency and effectiveness, a leader must manage this conflict and figure out how to include the larger social factor into their decision making. Decision na mga into the decision-making process. A leader could prioritize the social justice, equality, or long-term sustainability as ideal that go beyond the NPM market-oriented objective is possible. That NPM emphasizes on efficiency and a customer-centered strategy doesn't always mesh with the fundamental ideas. The number three is managing diverse stakeholder. NPM encourage a greater customer and stakeholder engagement, but the leader must balance these demands with the limited resources and conflicting interests. Effectively managing expectation, developing concerns, and communicating trade-off the necessary to address stakeholder requests while accomplishing organization goals. They must manage expectation, develop consensus among the stakeholder with varying interests and viewpoint, and effectively convey the limitation and the trade-off associated with the provision of a public service. Increased customer and stakeholder interaction is encouraged by NPM. A leader, however, must balance the needs and aspirations of many stakeholders while working with the constrained resources. Leader must combine addressing the stakeholder requests with accomplishing the organization goals in the face of conflicting priorities among the stakeholders. In this situation, leader must have the ability to effectively communicate, manage an expectation, and curate the agreement. The potential unintended consequences of performance evaluation. NPM reliance on quantitative metrics for performance evaluation may prioritize short-term, easily quantifiable goals over the complex and the long-term objective. This focus on immediate result can overlook a broader social implication. Leader must consider a balanced set of performance metrics that reflect both effectiveness and efficiency to avoid the compromising public value. The possibility of unexpected effect and favors the incentive brought on by performance assessment and reward system is a related problems. They are possible of a gaming or the data manipulation when the success is largely determined by the quantitative objective. To reduce these dangers, leader must set up effective monitoring and assessment system, assure the accuracy of the data, and promote an atmosphere of the openness and moral conduct. In NPM, the emphasis on performance evaluation and responsibility may have unforeseen effect. About the fifth issue, resistance to change with the public organization, NPM often involves significant organizational change which can disrupt established roles, power structures, and routines. The resistance to change may hinder the successful implementation of NPM principles. Leader must effectively manage change, address concern, and provide support and resources, and foster a culture of learning and adaptability. Significant organizational change, including reorganization or the introduction of a market process, are frequently a part of NPM. This adjustment may upset long-standing roles, power structure, and the routines, which may result in opposition to the new ideas and reluctance to implement. To overcome the opposite and make it possible for the successful application of NPM principles, leader must successful to manage change, address the concern, give support and resources, and promote a culture of learning and adaptability. Because implementing NPM frequently entails the considerable organizational change. Personnel used to establish the routines and the power structure may be resistant. To overcome the opposition, leader must manage the change well, answer the concern, and offer the assistance and resources to ensure the effective use of the NPM principles is become essential to promote a culture of a learning, a cooperation, and adapt. Limitation of a market-centered strategy. NPM emphasis of efficient and cost reduction may not fully account for the completeness of the public services, which is require a long-term planning, a capacity building, and the integrity cooperation. The leader should be aware of the limitation of a market system and explore the other strategies that encourage cooperation, creativity, and the creation of the social values. In order to handle the complex of the challenge, leader must be aware the limitation of market system and consider the other strategies that encourage the cooperation, creativity, and the production of social value. When it comes to solving the complex societal problems that demand the cooperation, the long-term planning, and the investment, the market-oriented approach of NPM may have limits. Public services can entail the numerous stakeholders and the independencies that are difficult for market system to completely account. To effectively solve the complex social challenge, leader must be aware of the shortcoming of a market-oriented technique and is investigate the other ways, including the cooperation innovation and social value creation. Discern and compartmentalize approach to service delivery. Decentralized decision making in the NPM can lead to fragment the duties, lack of coordination, and duplication of effort across the multiple departments or agencies. To ensure a coherent and integrated approach to public service delivery, leader must foster a cooperation, establish system for integration, coordination, and develop common vision and sense of collective purpose. Decision-making power being the decentralized might lead to fragment duties and a lack of coordination and duplication of efforts across many departments of agency to overcome this obstacle and guarantee the coherent and integrated approach to delivery of a public service. The leader must cultivate the cooperation creative system for integration coordination and build a common vision and a feeling collective purpose. Decentralized decision making (NPM) may result in a lack of a cooperation between many departments or agencies and the fragmented include the responsibility, duplication of efforts, poor resources usage, and a decline in service quality can all be consequences of this. In order to overcome the fragmentation and provide the coherent and integrated approach to delivery, the public service leader must develop the cooperation build system for integration coordination and foster a common vision and sense of the collective purpose. Okay, last but not least, about the culture of the race aviation. The emphasis of efficiency and accountability in NPM may discourage innovation, experimentation, and learning from failure. The leader should create an environment that rewards innovation, encourage calculated risks, and embrace the opportunity for learning from the mistake. Open to making errors, they must encourage innovation, establish a culture of skill development, and advance the philosophy that values constant progress and adaptation. Within the public organization, the push to embrace the NPM concept and practice might foster a culture of free innovation. Innovation, experimentation, and failure-based learning may be discouraged by the emphasis of efficiency and accountability. Leader need to create a culture that values innovation by taking a risk and consistent development. They must assist staff member in honing the abilities of the tool for creativity and encourage a way of thinking that values making errors and learning from them.
Hi, my name is Alif Sadajuti, and I will continue the next part, which is how to find where to find or identify the issue. First is striking a balance between efficiency and broader social aims. Leaders have the potential to embrace a more or encompassing strategy that takes into account numerous dimensions of public value, such as social equality, environmental sustainability, and the influence over the long term. Leaders may guarantee that public service match with larger social goals while also retaining efficiency and accountability by including these elements into decision-making process and performance measure. Next is aligning the views of leaders with the NPM principles. Leaders should place a primary emphasis on developing a sense of shared purpose and values inside the organization. Leaders are able to establish share vision that incompatible with the NPM principles by having conversation with many stakeholders and taking into account the perspective of a wide range of people. This involves broadening the concept of performance so that it that it takes into consideration aspects like social value, environmental value, and public value. Third point is managing the needs and expectation of stakeholders. Having communication that is both open and honest is essential to properly managing the expectation of stakeholders. Leaders have a responsibility to inform stakeholders of the constraints and compromise involved with the delivery of public service, as well as to actively seek the opinion stakeholders via the use of mechanisms such as citizen panels, public consultation, and feedback system. It is possible for leaders to cultivate a feeling of shared accountability and ownership by incorporating stakeholders in decision-making process and in showing the significance of the input received from those stakeholders. Fourth point is minimizing unexpected impact and bad incentive. Leaders should take a balanced approach to performance monitoring by employing a complete collection of indicators that capture both efficiency and effectiveness. Indicators should be used to measure the performance of the organization. To do this, in addition to quantitative measure, qualitative indicator and outcome-based assessment should also be utilized. It is possible to assess a guarantee in evaluation of public service, focus on the entire effect and value that they provide to the public by promoting data, integrity, and preventing cheating and performance measure. Other than that, addressing the resistance of change is a crucial way to identify the issues. When a business is going through a shift, its leaders should handle the situation with empathy and use effective approach for change management. This requires workers to be actively involved in the process by offering feedback, listening to concerns, and providing chance for the training, as well as clearly expressing the logic for the change and advantage that will result from them. During the course of change, helping employees keep their morale and drive by recognizing and celebrating their success may be a great assistance. Next, in order to overcome limits and effectively address complex social challenges, leaders should encourage collaboration and partnership building both inside and outside the realm of the public sector. It is possible to help elevate the constraints of market-oriented method by actively soliciting feedback from a wide variety of stakeholders and by harnessing the knowledge and resource that this stakeholder possess. In addition to fostering innovative ideas that go beyond traditional market procedure, encouraging innovation, experimentation, and alternative model might be beneficial. Next is encouraging collaboration and overcoming fragmentations. Leaders can build channels for integrated cooperation, such as cross-functional teams or collaborative platforms, in order to facilitate information sharing and shared decision making. Helping to overcome fragmentation and encouraging a more integrated approach to the delivery of public service may be accomplished by placing an emphasis on common goals and providing support for an environment that encourages collaboration. Last but not least is fostering a culture of innovation and learning. Leaders in public organizations should work to cultivate a culture that values innovation and learns from its experience. This involves emphasizing the value of learning from both triumphs and mistakes, encouraging experimentation and making it easier for people to share their ideas. A mindset that emphasizes continual development and flexibility may be encouraged in employees by giving them the tools training and recognition essential for innovation. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Herdian Syabin Swati and I will present about outline of the recommendation for addressing the highlighted issue and problem in the context of leadership within NPM. First of all, there are six ways for recommendation for highlighted issue. Firstly, striking a balance between market-oriented ideals and public administration. The challenge for these ways are to adopt a holistic approach that incorporates social equality, environmental sustainability, and long-term impact into decision-making process. This is include stakeholder in the decision-making process to ensure public service align with the societal goals. Foster an inclusive and democratic approach to delivering public service. Also, the the challenge of these ways. Next is managing stakeholder. Managing stakeholder expectation and demands. Uh, this is a prioritize open and honest communication to provide stakeholder with a realistic understanding of the limitation and threat of in public service provision. Actively seek stakeholder input and feedback through channel like public consultation and citizen panel. Incorporate stakeholder viewpoint into the decision making process to enhance the effectiveness and responsiveness of public service. Beside that is reducing unintended effect and perverse incentive in performance evaluation. Uh, Develop a comprehensive set of performance indicator that reflect both efficiency and effectiveness. Combine qualitative measurement with quantitative data to gain a more complete understanding of the impact of the public service and promote an ethical and transparent culture that values data integrity and discourage manipulation of performance measurement. Beside that, overcoming oh sorry, overcoming resistance to change within public organization. Highlight the benefit and justification for change to overcome resistance. Involve employees in the transition process by soliciting their feedback and addressing concern and providing training opportunities. uh, Foster a culture of trust, cooperation, and creativity that values the contribution of individual and promote open communication. Next is encouraging collaboration and partnership to address complex societal challenge. uh, Actively seek the participation of diverse stakeholders, including community organization, civil society organization, and academic institution. Foster an environment that encourage innovation and experimentation in the provision of public service. Uh, Utilize collaborative problem solving and leverage the combined knowledge and resource of various stakeholders. And for the last but not least, for fostering teamwork and reducing fragmentation, establish a mechanism for interagency collaboration such as cross-functional team or collaborative platform. Promote a sense of purpose across multiple departments or organization. Break down organizational silos and foster a collaborative and cooperative culture. That's all from me, and this is the end of presentation. Thank you for lending your eyes.